Okay, hello, secondary staff. As promised, I would give you some updates on using Google Meet and how to arrange this with students, possibly parents as well. So I'll go through three things. One is using the classroom to enter a Google Meet. Two, the calendar, Google Calendar, and I'll give you kind of a third bonus if you want to book or create bookable time slots in your calendar. It can also be done through Google Calendar, so I'll show you that also. So I'll start out with a classroom. So you can see here on the left will be the teacher view. On the right is the student view. So you can see here's a unique class code. Below this we have the unique Meet. And notice that it is turned off right here. This little sign right here means that it's turned off for students. Okay, so as always, make sure that you're logged into your account. So you just click on the icon in the upper right hand corner. You can see that I'm logged into the LeipzigIS.com. So I need to turn on the Meet feature for students. So under the settings gear, scroll down and then just toggle this to the right. And now this is visible to students. So I hit save. And I'll refresh this, see if we see a difference. And you can see here is the Meet link. Students can also see the Meet link in the Classroom tab. Right here is the Meet link. Alright, so we have the Meet link on. So if you're needing to meet with students during a regular class time, then you would just open the Meet. Students would open the Meet, and then everybody's in. There are some new features I want to point out, so I'll go ahead and open this Meet. And you'll see down here there's a new icon. This is to change the background. You can blur the background as well, so you can see how it's blurred. And you have background, so I can have the space background if I want. So it's kind of cool. If you do have some unpleasing background, you can change the background. So I'll go ahead and join this one. And I'm going to turn off my mic for crosstalk. So here I am in space. Okay, so you can see that Google Meet has a built-in grid view, and you have some options here for only participants with video, highlight the speakers, and so on. So you can play around with this as you are working with students. If you want to test drive anything, you can always just send me an email and we can join a Meet together, and you can get kind of a feel for how this works. Google has added a raise the hand feature here. I'm going to go ahead and go to full screen real quick so we can see this better. So there is a raise your hand, so I can raise my hand. If this is a student, then you would see a little icon down here, and I'll show that to you in a second. There's also features. This is the teacher view, remember, so we have host control. So I now have the ability to block my screen. The students can't share their screen, students can't send messages, and so on. So there's added safety in the Google Meet now. So you can see over here in the left-hand corner, upper left-hand, there is the option for students to raise hand, to give thumbs up, and so on. This is an extension. If you're using Chrome, it is automatically added to Chrome. If you're not using Chrome, then students can also use this, so they can raise their hand and they can lower their hand. So you can see that I have lowered the hand. Question was answered. If you don't see these options over here, you can go over to the extensions. Upper right hand corner, this little puzzle piece gives you access to turn extensions on and off. So if the pin is blue, it is now up here in your extensions tab. Alright, if you remember last year we were using this grid Meet view. This is no longer needed because Google has built in a grid view, which I'll show you now. So bottom right hand corner, 3 dots, and you also have the option to change the background here as well. And then here's the layout. So here you can go tiled, you can do auto, spotlight, sidebar. The spotlight will put whoever is speaking in the main frame. If I click on tiled, down here you can scroll left and right to add the number of tiles that you would like to see. So if you have a class of 30 students, you can see all 30 students with this view here. Okay, let me go back. Whoop. And I'm going to go ahead and join this as a student as well. Make sure that mic and cameras are always shared, so join now. And there we go. So I think because I'm using one camera, I might have a conflict with the background, so there's the background. So the student is on the right here. This is the student in space. The student will raise their hand. You can see over here that Peter student has raised the hand. And then once the question is answered, whoops, you can lower the hand here and it goes away. So there's always this little message here that a student has a question. Okay, so these are some of the new features and Google Meet. You can always remember to turn on captions for students that are English second language, so it helps them. Okay, so I'm going to close this one out. So this is how to set up a meeting in Google Classroom. Remember, just click on this link. Students will click on the link, and you're in. And reminder, you have host options because you're the teacher. You can block students from making comments, from sharing their screen, and so on. Okay, now let me jump to calendar. So here is calendar. You just go to calendar.google.com. To get to classroom, it is classroom.google.com. Anything to go to Google, it is the app at or .google.com. So drive.google.com, etc. Okay, so calendar.google.com, I'm here. And I have set up some, but if I just want to, let's say I want to meet a student tomorrow, I just click on this and I add, I'll do like an IA meeting with a student. You can, whoops, you add the meet link here. This automatically puts a link. You can put a location, and then we need to add the student as well. So I need to go to full screen, and then over here we can add the student. So if I want to go to do this with my student account, I hit save. Would you like to send an invitation? You say send. And this is tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the evening. So if I go back here, I'm the student. I have received an email with the invitation. There is a link to the Google Meet embedded in the email. Or the other option as a student is go to calendar.google.com, and then here is the meeting in the calendar. And I can click on this, and then I can join the link directly within the calendar. So when you set up meetings with students, you book it in Google Calendar. It sends the student an email, and here's the link here. So here's the email. You can also add a message to this as well, and then students can also go into their calendar and they can see the meeting here and they can click on it. So there's multiple ways to access these Google Meet links. And okay, so that's calendar. Now I'll give you a little bonus, so if you want to, you can turn this off now, but okay, an extra feature that I want to show you is to create bookable time slots in Google Calendar. So make sure that you're at calendar.google.com, and if I want to make let's say a time where students can sign up for meetings, like you can see here, I have these IA meetings. This is also one right here. You'll notice a difference. You can see this little grid here. This means it's a bookable time slot. This is just an event that I have put into my calendar, which is my duties and my timetable and so on. So if I want to make a bookable time slot, let's say for this afternoon, you just click once and then you scroll over to appointment slots. You can go to more options, And more options gives you the ability to repeat weekly, daily, etc. So I'll just put testing time slot, and then you hit save, and you can see it's got this little grid here, which means it is bookable. Now once you've created this, if you just click once, you can open it's like a separate calendar within Google Calendar, which is your booked time slots calendar. So if I open this, you can see I have created these bookable time slots. Now, because this is my Leipzig IS calendar, I can also see the events that I've put in here. If I were to copy this link, and this is what you would do to send to students, if I copy this, and I'll go to that student view just to get a different account. And all I can see are these events here that are bookable ones. So as opposed to seeing all these blue ones, which are my personal events, when you share this link, they would only see the bookable times from my or your calendar, from the teacher calendar. Okay, so once again, just a quick reminder, if you want to make a bookable time slot, you just click once, scroll over to appointment slots, type in the information, you hit save. Now to share this is where you have to then click once, open the appointment page for this calendar, and then you just share this link right here. And that is it. If you have any questions, this is a little bit more of an advanced feature in Google Calendar. Just send me an email and I can sit down with you and help you run through this.